I still remember the nights they said twins were evil. The sound of crying echoed through the bush, and it wasn't the cry of animals, it was the cry of newborn babies. In our village, no one dared to speak when it happened. People just closed their doors, as if silence would erase what they heard. I grew up in the late 1800s, in a small Efik village near Calabar, in southern Nigeria. Back then, many people held a strong belief. Twins were not children, they were an abomination. The elders taught us that when a woman gave birth to two babies at once, one of them came from the mother, but the other was from an evil spirit. Raising twins, they said, would bring death, sickness, and disaster to the whole family. It was a rule older than anyone could remember. It was tradition. When twins were born, the babies were taken into the forest and left there. Some were placed in clay pots, abandoned under trees, or dropped in the river. I saw this with my own eyes more than once. The mothers had no say. If they cried, the elders silenced them. If they tried to hide their twins, they were punished. I was young, but I can still see one night clearly. A woman named Eka gave birth to twins. The news spread quickly. Before she could even hold them properly, the elders came. They whispered among themselves, then carried the crying babies into the bush. I followed from a distance. I shouldn't have, but I did. I saw them set the babies down near an anthill. I saw them walk away as if nothing had happened. The babies screamed until the sound grew weaker and weaker. That night, I could not sleep. I felt their cries in my bones. For us children, it was terrifying. We grew up believing that if we ever looked at twins, bad luck would follow. Some of us thought we would get sick or the gods would punish us. The mothers were broken, but they had no choice. They were forced to obey, but history changed when outsiders came. In the late 19th century, British missionaries arrived in Calabar. Among them was a Scottish woman named Mary Slessor. She was small, poor, and not respected back home in Scotland, but in Nigeria she became one of the bravest women I ever saw. Mary did not believe in the killing of twins. She called it murder. While many Europeans stayed far from the villages, she lived among the Efik people. She walked barefoot, ate our food, and spoke our language. She took in abandoned children, especially twins, and raised them as her own. People thought she was mad. Some villagers spat at her, saying she was protecting demons, but she did not stop. One story says she once snatched twin babies from the bush, carrying them in her arms while the villagers shouted at her. She refused to let them die. Slowly, her courage started to change minds. Some mothers secretly gave her their babies, knowing she would protect them. It was not easy. For many years, people still believed twins were evil. Some families rejected children Mary had saved, refusing to take them back. But step by step, things shifted. Our actions opened people's eyes. By the early 1900s, the killing of twins began to decline in Efik lands. I tell this story because I lived through the fear. I remember the silence of the mothers who were not allowed to mourn. I remember the way villagers avoided houses where twins had been born, as if even the walls were cursed. And I remember the first time I saw Mary Slessor carrying twins in broad daylight, daring anyone to stop her. It is a history that is not spoken about much today. But for those of us who were there, the cries of the twins never truly went away. Even now, when the night is quiet, I still hear them in my dreams. If you found this history as powerful and eye-opening as I did, don't forget to hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and of course, subscribe for more untold African histories. Your support helps bring forgotten stories like this to light.